housing market has taken a dip. It's shifted, and we're not seeing a crash. We're seeing a shortage of houses on the market. And that another reason why we're not seeing a housing market crash. You see, there's a shortage of houses on the market. Like right now in the United States, and this is mid-September 2023, there's only 3 months of inventory of homes in all price ranges all around, literally all across the United States. That means that if not another single home was purchased, put on the market at the rate that homes are being purchased, there would be no homes for sale. That means that it's an all-out buyer's market still. So let me ask you this. Look around. How many houses do you see on the market? How many homes do you see on the market? How many signs are you seeing? And it's not just pre-existing homes that you're seeing. You also have to consider, what about new construction? How many new homes are being built? And of the new homes that are being built, are we seeing those prices continue to increase? So we're not really seeing prices increase. On the pre-existing houses, we're seeing some of those adjustments coming down, because people unfortunately have to know when they put their house on the market that we're not where we were 18 months ago. It's way different. So if it was still going at that pace, you'd be getting a whole lot more for your property, but it has slowed down. The rate that buyers are purchasing property has slowed down, and it just so happens the rate that people are putting houses on the market has slowed down. So it has, we're all people. We're all individuals. We all own property. We all have property. So as you can see, buyers question purchasing a property in a market where the rates are 7.5%. And then sellers are like, well, if I sell my property, I can take my equity that I have in my property and I can put it down on another property, but my payment's going to go up substantially. Like, we have people come to us and say, wait, we want to cut back, we want to sell, we want to downsize. And then they look and see what their payment's going to be, and it kind of leaves them scratching their head going, maybe I shouldn't sell right now. That's what we're seeing a lot of. I don't see how the housing market is going to crash. I mean, where are all the foreclosures? I'm not seeing them. Are you seeing them? I mean, let us know. Give me a comment and let me know. If you're a real estate agent, let me know. I'm just curious. I'm in the metro New Orleans area, and we have 12 parishes, counties, right? We have less than 100 foreclosures on the market in our multiple listing service right now. Less than 100. I'm talking 5 million people, and we have less than 100 foreclosures on the market. So will the housing market crash? I don't know. I don't see it crashing. I don't see inventory to crash. The other reason is, back years ago, it was subprime loans that were pushed out and that people did. And that means that they were called BC lenders in the real estate world. And these were people, so in other words, these were people that had subpar credit, subprime credit. So if you literally had a 560, 570 credit score, you could get a mortgage. It's not that way, and it hasn't been that way for well over a decade. So houses that have been purchased and bought up over the last 13, 14 years, they had to more than qualify for those properties, meaning that their income was verified, everything was checked out, credit was good, job history, everything checked out perfect. Those loans, they're not adjustable rate mortgages like they did. These are fixed rate mortgages that people are in their houses. Now, I always tell folks, one thing that's so important that you want to look at are gas prices and fuel cost. When fuel cost starts going crazy, like back in the subprime and the housing crash of 2007, 2008, 2009, you have to understand the cost of crude oil was over $144 a barrel. And it's not just gasoline, it's not just diesel fuel, it's not just fuel that they use crude oil for. It's plastic. plastic bottles, tires on your car, literally everything. Look around your house, the handle on your steak knives, everything, completely everything. The crib that your baby sleeps in, it's all plastic. And with plastic, plastic is basically a byproduct of crude oil. And so when oil prices go up, everything continues to go up. When everything continues to go up, that's when you see massive layoffs. That's when you see massive cutbacks. The bottom line is when we as consumers stop consuming and stop spending, that's when we have to increase prices or decrease production. And in decreasing production, you decrease the workforce. And in decreasing the workforce can cause a crisis in our economy. So that's why I say I really don't know the answer. No one truly has a crystal ball. I try to follow as many people as I can and look at people that are way smarter than me when it comes to all that stuff. But I can tell you, for real estate, I wouldn't hesitate to, if I needed a property, I wanted to buy a home, I needed to buy a home, I wanted a place to live, it's still just an absolute no-brainer for me to purchase a piece of property. Because you have to understand, if you're renting a place, you're paying 100% interest. So what I mean by that is you don't get anything out of it. You're paying for a place to live. But just like, for example, if you paid on a credit card, if you just paid just the interest, you would never get that paid off. Well, the same goes when you rent somewhere. You are only paying for a place to live. There's never a balance that's being paid down. There's never a balance that's going to be paid in full. You are paying 100% interest. So those of you that may be thinking, wow, the interest rates went up 7.5%. I don't want to pay 7.5%. Well, when you rent, you're paying 100%. So if you get a 7% fixed rate mortgage for 30 years, you're doing 93% better than if you just rent. So think about that, and just know that you can buy a house in this country, in the United States, through a USDA loan. The federal government is giving you money, down payment money, to purchase a property. So if you're out there and you're questioning, should I buy? Now's a good time. Listen, get your credit score to 620. Once your credit score is 620 and you've worked for 2 years, then you need to talk with the lender. We have lenders and agents all around the country, and I always tell people, listen, I'm not trying to sell you anything, but I have a lot to share with you, and it's just my years of knowledge in this business to let you know that it's okay if you don't want to buy a house, but if you want to purchase a house, set that goal and put that out there and be able to purchase a property. You can do this. It literally won't cost you any money out of pocket. I have agents all around the country, in every city, in every state, and we negotiate with the seller and their agent on your behalf to make sure that your closing costs are paid. That means you could purchase a house through a USDA rural development loan, and you always hear me say this. I know it sounds like a broken record, but if you're first time hearing this, it's so important. Look into USDA.gov. Get your credit score to 620, 2 years on the job, pay down your debts, and qualify for a mortgage. Because if you're paying $13, $15, $18, $2,000 a month right now in rent, you can purchase a house. Don't let anybody tell you different.